So hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. In this one I'm going to tackle a topic that's been thrown around quite a bit, and it's about the new class. Are we going to get a new class with the new expansion, and what's it going to be? A lot of people just turned around and said, it's going to be a support class. It needs to be a support class. We want a support class. Maybe, but it's not going to happen. And here is why. Okay, I'm almost like 99% sure that Blizzard can't make a support class. Even if they want to, they can't. And it's their own fault. Okay, they engineered people so that they either want to do the most damage, the most healing, or the most tanking. You have meters for that. Okay, you can see those people. Healers in LFR just mindlessly spamming AoE heals and neglecting the tank. Okay, everyone else is at 100% health all the time. The overhealing is through the roof, and tank is dead. The tank is dead because the healers are like, well, if I heal him, I won't have the numbers. Okay, if I spam healing right here, where everyone is, I'm gonna get the numbers. See, that's how it works. I got big numbers. I good. Win. No, and that's the majority of people. You see another example is taunting idiots in LFR. You know this thing, right? He has 20 stacks of boss debuff X. You taunt off of him, you whisper him, hey, you have 20 stacks, you're gonna die. And he taunts back because he just wants to tank. He wants to do the most tanking. And then there are DPS whores, of course. People AoEing mindless stuff that doesn't need to die and just cheesing DPS. And how are you gonna measure support class? I can imagine the support class working in a couple of ways. The most sensible one is buffing other people, giving healers mana, shielding the tank, okay, giving some sort of a buff to DPS that causes them to do more DPS. Tanks take less damage, and once again give healers mana or buff their healing, stuff like that. That's how I imagine the support class, just buffing everyone else and not being particularly good as a DPS, or not doing any DPS at all. You think people would play that? No. I would love that class. I would absolutely love to just stand there and throwing buffs around. That'd be awesome. I can see myself playing that. Okay, standing there and looking at the boss timers, and oh, the tank's gonna get hit really hard. I should cast this and that and, shield the tank. Oh, healer has low mana. I should cast this, or do this and give him mana back. Oh, Bloodlust is coming, I should start buffing up the DPS. I would love to do that. That sounds awesome. But for the majority of people, no. Okay? They love to do the most tanking, as I've said, the most healing, the most DPSing. Do you think they want to do the most supporting? No. Because there is no way of telling if you're doing it well. People need a damage meter or something that tells them, yep, you're doing this much damage. You do good. You got big numbers. Cool. Or, you're tanking everything. Everything is hitting you in the face. You're probably gonna die because you're an idiot and you're tanking everything. But you're tanking everything. You're doing good. Or, you're overhealing just mad. You're a madman. You're overhealing everyone. And the tank is dying. But you have big numbers. And that's what people want. Okay? I don't think people would play that because they're engineered in a specific way. And Blizzard did that. It's Blizzard's fault. They can't do a support class. And even if they do implement it, people will cry so much. Because if you want a support class, okay, he has to have so much utility in order for it to feel different that it would have to suffer. Okay? Are you gonna do damage? Or can you switch between damage and healing? but not be really good in any of those because you have this utility, you have these buffs. No, because as soon as people start doing damage with this class, they'll go, well, it's not doing as much damage as that warlock over there. He doesn't have nearly as much utility as I do, but I should be doing the same damage because I paid the same amount of money. Aha. That's the player base. That's the majority of the player base. Let's just face it. That's how it works. Okay? It might have worked in vanilla. If Blizzard came out and said, hey, we have a support class that can't do much damage or healing, but is really good at supporting, people would play it. For fuck's sakes, people played paladins in vanilla. Do you know how you leveled up a paladin? You were pressing one button. You were pressing, well, two. You would press seal, then you would press judgment, that would consume your seal, and you would repeat that. That was it. Okay, you pressed seal, and you pressed judgment, and that was it. There was nothing more. And people played that because they didn't know better. And people would play that in vanilla. Maybe even in TBC. I think people in TBC would play that because people in TBC just accepted that yes, these classes are doing the most damage. It's not a big deal. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. They're just doing more damage. I have more utility. That's enough for me. Nowadays, no. Okay, I'm a druid. I have a shit ton of utility. Would I care if I were doing less damage than other classes because I can heal, I can combat rest, I have tranquility, I have stampeding row? I would not give a shit. I wouldn't. Okay, I wouldn't care if druids were underpowered in the DPS department. I wouldn't. But a lot of people would, and that's the problem. Okay, people want to see numbers. You can't measure supporting. You can't. Okay. So, this is why I think it's not going to happen, because do you remember with monks? Oh, monks are not going to have an auto attack. They're going to have abilities. And then Blizzard turns around and says, well, actually, they are going to have an auto attack, because if they don't have an auto attack, their abilities have to hit harder in order for them to do the same amount of damage as the other classes, which means they're going to have better burst. And PvPers went, well, that's fucking unfair, isn't it? I'm a PvPer. So they gave them auto attack and made them into some kind of a rogue-ish, okay, class, and feels the same. And that was just an auto attack. Okay, they couldn't even remove an auto attack from a class because people went, well, they have too much burst. That is not fair. Look at them pandas bursting me down in BGs. Blizzard went around saying, well, okay, shut the fuck up. And they have an auto attack now, man. So they can't even remove an auto attack from a class. Do you really think they can make a support class that's not doing as much damage as the other classes or as much healing? No. Because people will go batshit until Blizzard makes the support class into either a DPS or a healer with some additional utility, like druids. Well, you're a support class, so you have something like a Stormlash Totem, but you're really just a DPS. That should be enough for you, sort of. Okay? They will just make a DPS that has another version of a Stormlash Totem. They can't do anything else. They just can't. And that's sad, because I would love the shit out of a support class. A well-made support class? Hell yeah! In Guild Wars 2, my Guardian is fully decked out to be a support class. Okay, he's pretty tanky, but he has stuff like regeneration, so people around me gain regeneration, they gain protection, and stability, and all this stuff. Okay? I'm buffing everyone around me, and it means that I'm not as good on my own, but I'm good with the group because I'm buffing the entire group. And that's how it should work, but it won't. It works in Guild Wars 2 because people are not engineered in the same way WoW players are now. The majority of WoW's player base. So here it is. I will leave this topic here. I want to hear your opinions, okay? Tell me, what do you think? I want to know what people think about this general idea of a support class. Okay? I will leave it here, okay, for a couple of days, and then I will, if there is enough responses, I'll make another video kind of addressing them, and we can have a nice discussion, I think. Okay? But that's it. I thank you a lot for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.